In progress.
A very good afternoon to all my chartered accountants here. We welcome a committee on promoting work-life balance. Welcome you all for a power-packed webinar on the topic work-life synergy, reset and renew the art of work-life synergies for chartered accountant. We thank you all for patient listening, and coming out here, taking your time. I'm sure the tax audit date has already gone if you've all completed your work. So the Committee on Promoting Work-Life Balance is there to help you out to focus on your personal development along with professional excellence. We all know we are chartered accountants and we are already excelling in our profession, our career growth. We've already been through very ups and downs through our professional journey. But yes, during these ups and downs, we usually forget our personal time, our personal development, due to which our hobbies, our self time, self care, these things have been taken, usually take back step, due to which we are most of the time we are under stress. So it's the time to focus on ourselves or focus on our personal time, hobbies, and personal development. Committee and work promoting work-life balance is always there to help all our chartered accountants, to influence them, to encourage them to focus on their health, happiness, gratitude, and effective time and stress management. So today's topic is very well gelling in our with our initiative. There are many initiatives we have started. One of our major initiative is Fit CA Movement, where we conduct regular daily virtual morning yoga session across the country. So at the click of the button from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m., you can just enter a yoga session and do it at your home, at your own place. Even the recordings are also available. And to have an energetic workout for your physical health, you can also try Zumba session, which is on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturday from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. So please take all these benefit of all these initiative. I would also request all my chartered accountant, if you have something in mind, we can proceed further, since this is a new committee constituted in this year itself, 2025-26. So if there are any other initiative we can come up with and we can help our peers to grow further, please let us know. And you can mail us at wlbc@icai.in. So the committee is being run by the chairman. This is new committee being formed under the leadership of our president ICA, CA Charanjot Singh Nanda sir, and vice president CA Prasanna Kumar D sir. And the committee is being run by our leader CA Jayachera sir, who is the chairman of the committee, and CA Sridhar Mupalla sir, who is the vice chairman of committee. And I am CA Priyambada as the secretary of the committee. You can every time come up with us if there is anything we could help you out, or we could take new initiatives to for our professional as well as personal excellence. Thank you so much for coming out. Keep watching our webinars, which are on every Friday, usually the same time. And coming up to our this webinar, which is a very important and a very interesting webinar. For this, we have our speaker, Ms. Siddhi ji, and our moderator, CA Ayush Jain ji. Thanks to both of you for coming out here and taking out the time to helping us out to know better from the things which where we are lacking. We don't know many things. I'm sure you'll be able to focus on those areas where we should be, which should help us to have an effective work-life balance throughout our life. Thank you so much, Ayushi, and thank you so much, Siddhi. Over to you, Ayushi.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Good afternoon, everyone. Myself, C. Ayush Jain, moderator of today's session, and I welcome you all once again on behalf of Committee on Promoting Work-Life Balance for this insightful session. As ma'am has already told, that all of us are now free from our hectic tax audit schedule. So now it's time again to let's focus on our health under this initiative of ICI, the newly constituted committee, Fit CA Movement. The committee organizes daily virtual yoga session and alternate Zumba session. I would request all the participants to join the sessions in the morning and get into the fitness schedule of our season once again after the hectic workload. Well, the topic for today's webinar, reset and renew, the art of work life synergy for CAs. And it is one which resonates deeply with all of us who strive to balance the demand of our profession with our personal well being. As CAs, we often find ourselves navigating intense deadlines, client meetings, professional responsibilities. But today, we're going to pause to reflect on something equally vital, our own balance, energy, and purpose. We have privilege of our speaker, C.A. Siddhi Muthaji. I would like to tell you all that she, being a chartered accountant, financial consultant, and a spiritual speaker, she qualified her CA in 2019 and began her career at KPMG. Apart from exposure of tax audits and statutory audits, she has driven into a very early stage into startups and value-driven business. She has extensively worked with individuals, LLPs, companies, agricultural entities, and hospitality businesses, where she has provided financial services on statutory and tax audit, ITR filing, GST return, import and export advisory, startup, and MSME financial support. Apart from the professional journey, she also sparked a deeper inward journey under the guidance of her guru, Sadhika Prabha Viratji, and she began exploring the ancient scriptures and connecting with the values which shaped the lives of our ancestors. She has also taken workshops and contributed to financial literacy workshops organized for housewives, women, and undeserved communities. She has been a guest speaker as spiritual weight loss and also a speaker on the topic office as temple of for the ICI Aurangabad branch. Well, apart from the professional and personal interest, she always admired on something which she told us that being acting as a consultant, daughter, wife, friend, or teacher, she always strived to stay rooted in the present, doing justice to every role while remaining true to the one who she is, that is CA. Ma'am, I would like to invite you for your today's session, and it's a privilege for committee and for all of us to hear from you on the synergy aspects of life. Over to you, Siddhi Mutaji.
Thank you very much. And I'd first like to be very grateful to the committee for inviting me for this session. So for the session, I'll just first share. So thank you very much. With this session on reset and renew, the art of work-life synergy for CAs, it is very important for us to note that the two words here are reset and renew. That is, it is talking about re. And in the entire session, we will not be talking about anything that's unknown or something that is very new to us. There will be things which we have been following, doing, or have known over our entire life, but due to some reasons that we will discuss in the session, we are not able to follow it or maybe practice it in our daily life. So during the session, I would request everybody who is watching to please be in the session and follow the entire process that we are going through so that the entire motive of this session can be gained. The art of work-life synergy for CAs is the main the reason of this entire session. So here it is important to note three parts of this entire topic: art, work life, and synergy. So talking about synergy, it means that there's a combined effect. It means that when many things come together and form one combined outcome for certain thing. So in the session, we would be talking about the synergy built within ourselves, playing these multiple roles that were mentioned in the introduction, like me as a chartered accountant, I am a chartered accountant in profession, but I'm also a daughter, a wife, a friend. So these roles that I'm playing, I should be able to build that synergy so that my work and life, where I'm playing roles even while in work, and there are roles. For example, today we handle multiple clients. So be it individuals, be it companies at the level of startups, be it companies who are already into business for the 10, 15 years, then individuals who are either employees or who are starting their own business. So for every individual or every client that I'm dealing with, I have a different role to play. The kind of tax planning or strategies I would give to an individual who is into job and to an individual who is into business will be very different. Just like an artist, if you ask him to paint maybe a glass of water, he would paint the same glass in 2 3 different ways. The number of times he's painting it, it is going to be very different, right? That is why it is an art, and so is our profession. It is an art, not only the profession, but the roles that we are playing in this profession, like the art of work life balance or synergy. And that art is what we will be talking about today. So, just for a moment, pause and think what was the reason that you started with this journey of CA profession. So that reason was also the goal for you. I mean, you have set a goal. So the time of your start and your goal were the same. And there's this middle part, the present, the journey that we are going through. So, to when I said pause and think, you can think of the reason that you had started with. Some could think because I wanted to earn money. Some could think because I'm really good with numbers and I like strategies. I like working with businesses. Some could feel that they might be inspired by somebody, the aspiration that they had in life. That person was a chartered accountant, and that's why, I want to be a chartered accountant. Even that could be a reason. And trust me, nothing is wrong. All these reasons, all these roles are all correct, because it is an individual journey. And once you are individually into this journey, only when you are able to balance, you are able to live with this individual life, playing these multiple roles, you will be able to help your peers and your environment and your entire ecosystem as a whole. Let's say that we are on a train, we all get into at the same station, for example, Mumbai, and our destination is Bangalore. There are multiple groups. So the start of our journey is Mumbai, but our destination is Bangalore. Like I mentioned, there are multiple groups. So each group has their own reason for going to Bangalore. The destination is the same, but maybe a group is going for a wedding, maybe another group is going for a professional work, maybe another is a set of friends going for a vacation. So if you note the type of conversations, the type of dresses, so the wedding group is going to be all decked up. They'll be talking about the wedding, the songs, the dances. Then the professional one would be all in these professional suits and kind of clothes, talking about like really maybe if it's a group of CAs going for an audit, they'll be talking about the different statutes and about the business that they'll be auditing and all. So their conversation would be different. And at the same time, the third group of friends will be in casual clothes, fun, shouting, doing this, doing that. But their destination is same, Bangalore. Again, though the destination is same, their view of this destination also will be different. The one going for the wedding would be more knowing Bangalore from the wedding perspective, from the place the wedding is being conducted at, the place where they are staying. So their entire Bangalore journey would be uh, around the wedding. Another one, when we are talking about friends going for a vacation, they'll find Bangalore as a place, as a tourist place. And thirdly, the group of professionals, for them, Bangalore is that professional hub where there's a business, there's a company that they are auditing, and for them, their entire thing for Bangalore will revolve around that. So this is very important for us to know that though the start and our goal was decided, but our present is what is important. So pause. I will just pause for a few seconds for you to think the reason to start to enroll for this course, the time when we enrolled as a student, we filled that form. Why did we start? What was our goal? Today, maybe one of us is practicing, another friend of mine, he is into an MNC, another friend is in a big four. We are all chartered accountants who started our journey at the same time, but our goals are different, right? But that does not mean that we will be comparing ourselves. No. So, and there was an energy with which we started our entire CA journey. Whenever we start something, mostly we are like high on energy, doing, thinking we'll do this, we'll do that, we have goals, okay. But slowly, there are chances that we are losing the spark. Why is that click, that spark being lost? There are reasons. The reasons could be one, the reasons could be two, reasons could be multiple, it could be a combination of all. So, a few that we could note or which have been put in this are unfulfilled desires, undesired result, demanding, too many roles, borrowed goals, and LKK. I'll come to the last one later. But and these are all interconnected, the unfulfilled desire leading to undesired result. So we need to find out why was the desire not fulfilled? Why? Firstly, what did we desire? Why did we desire? That why is important. And like I have said before, and I will re-emphasize. So my words here are re-emphasizing on the word different. Every person, individual, journey, everything is different. And if our desires are based on somebody else's said pattern or somebody else's idealistic life, it is going to be very, very stressful. Because if you have these borrowed goals, borrowed desires, just because my friend is doing, or maybe my aspiration, the person I was inspired by is doing something, does not mean that I also will be doing the same thing. And if that same thing, thinking that it is right for me, leads to unfulfilled desires, we get into some kind of stress. We will be talking about different reasons for stress, what this stress is, and all. But we need to, like I said, while you were thinking of the entire journey of your start, present, and goals, think that are your desires being fulfilled? Are you getting desired results? Many times we do not. Many times we have an image of working in an MNC, that okay, when I'm working in an MNC, this is how I mean, my life will be, this is how things will be. They are not. So rather, stay in the process. Take every day newly, or maybe take it in such a manner by understanding if things are becoming stressful. When we talk of it being demanding, we say that my job is very demanding, my life has too many things, people around me want something. And when, for example, for a chartered accountant, we have multiple things, especially when we are in practicing and dealing with multiple clients, it gets demanding. A few want tax advisory, a few want us to help them with the accounting aspect of it, a few want us to plan maybe their taxes in a different manner, maybe they are domestic, they are internationally connected, then there are people who just want to start business, and we also have clients who don't know what to do but they have the money. So these can become demanding because you are thinking it is demanding. Probably he does not even know. He has come to you because he himself does not know what he wants, but it becomes demanding because we think that this is what is expected out of me. He might be expecting this kind of conversation, this kind of advisory from me, and that's where it becomes stressful. And like we, in the introduction itself, we had said that there are too many roles being played. Now let's see. I will talk about myself. I am a chartered accountant practicing in certain field. Okay. I also have roles to be played as a daughter, as a wife, as a daughter-in-law, as a friend, and as a chartered accountant, I have multiple roles of sometimes I'm acting as the owner of my business, sometimes I'm acting as a client to the person I'm taking services from. For somebody, I am a service provider. For a client, I'm the service provider for him. For my employees, I'm the boss. And maybe at times, I'm also into a session where I'm learning something. So I am a student. So many roles. What is the head? Chartered accountant. But that chartered accountant also has so many things to do. We will find the ways in which we can balance these roles. We can help our stress being reduced. And in a while, if you do it at a regular basis or in your normal routine, if you do these activities, you will end up not being in stress. Your life will become enjoyable. It will become enjoyable. uh, Things will just come out of you rather than you trying to do it. Sometimes what happens is we have so many things going on and we don't understand what to do. We get so confused. What are the steps we should take so that we do not get that confused, so that we can balance that? We will talk to it. And the biggest and the main reason for stress is LKK. Log kya kahenge. Note it. It is log kya kahenge and not log kya keh rahe hai. Okay. It is kahenge because you are thinking log kya kahenge. वो कह नहीं रहे. They don't even know you. They don't even know what you are doing, why you are doing. Your why is very different from what they might think. And who are they? First, note those log, note that they that you have. And log kya kahenge, कहने दो. There's a Hindi song also, a Bollywood song for this. उनका कहने दो, उनका काम है कहना. Good. Rather, how do we take that so that we do not end up losing spark? So that we know our reason for this journey, so that we are able to reach that goal in the manner we want to, maybe, or in the desire, and we get the desired result. I'm talking only about the desired result. I'm not telling you don't have desires. I'm not telling you, oh, it's okay. No, just there could be that I have that capacity, that ability to do 10 different things, but probably my peer does not have that, and she would be happy with two things, and it's completely correct. This log kya kahenge has been the major reason for stress, for medical issues. And if we really think over it, if we pause for a moment and think, क्या लोग सच्ची कह रहे हैं? Are they really saying something? And if those people who are saying, how much do they matter to you? It's very easy to think, oh yes, they do not matter. But sinking that in, that no, it does not matter what do they say. it is important for us to sync that, to get it into ourselves that it's okay. Firstly, kahenge, that will be in future, and the future is not in your hand. Keh rahe hai, present, it is their present, not yours. So better leave it. I wouldn't say ignore it, I would say accept it and just let it be, not even let it go. Okay? So when I said that all these things, the unfulfilled desired, the undesired result, borrowed goals, demanding roles, all these reasons that we have end up in stress. Are these stress points real? We will be talking of the real stress points also. But before that, we need to know what is stress, why is it happening? So that is what is, these are the steps. So face it. First, face that, oh yes, I am getting stressful. We are humans. Of course, it is going to happen with us. It's a human body, human psychology. Things will happen and let it happen. Your body will respond to it in some way or the other. There could be emotional outbreaks, there could be physical outbreaks, there could be anything. But better that we face it. Ki haan, it's happening. If I talk in Hindi, हाँ मुझे स्ट्रेस हो रहा है. First note that, first face that, then tag it whether that stress is real or not real. Whether stress does really exist, are these your stress points? Stress exists, agreed. What are the reasons? Again, it could be the ones like we mentioned before. It could be one, it could be multiple, a combination. So tag it. Know that, okay, this is our reason that this is our main reason for stress, and accept it. It's okay. You can have stress and then resolve it. The points for resolution, the methods for resolution will all be shared. I will be taking those up in the session coming forward. But just think about, rethink on the points that we discussed before. What could be your stress points currently? Right now, we are sitting in this session. You are going through a journey. You are going through certain things. Maybe you were with a client an hour ago, and there was something really that came up that was so-called demanding. Think, okay, is that demanding thing actually stressful for me? Is that the reason? And if yes, accept it. Yes. So once you have accepted, you will know which method is useful to resolve it. The resolution could be professional, the resolution could be not professional. It could be in different ways that one can do it. So these are our real stress points. To name it: time constraint, lack of expertise, new avenues, and desires. We spoke of desires that let's take an example. I would say I'll take my example only first. So my reason for starting my CA journey was, since school, I was always interested in businesses. I always wanted to know business. And for me, there was nothing better than chartered accountancy course, because this was one course which gave me the knowledge of multiple topics and subjects. For example, it gave me accounting knowledge, it gave me taxation, it gave me law, it gave me, we had even information system related ISCA as a subject. So it gave me knowledge of everything. Out of these, which I wanted to expertise on was at a later stage. But at the start, my goal was fixed. I wanted to be a chartered accountant because I wanted to know about businesses, so that in the end, I can help businesses grow. Once qualifying as a chartered accountant, I set my next goal as dealing with or working with clients who are into businesses, and preferably, I wouldn't say all my clients are like that, but preferably have clients who are at the niche of their business, who are at the start of their business, so that I can help them grow. I can be a part of their strategizing journey. And that is where my entire my desire got fulfilled. Why? Because these things were set. There were multiple ups and downs that I have faced. Of course, journey hai, it will happen. It works like a heartbeat, and unless if this happens, we are not able to really note or really get that essence of success or fulfillment of the desire. So it will happen, and that's okay. But how big should a desire be? How practical should a desire be is also important. Because if this desire is like, oh, I want to be at a stage where I am dealing with crores of clients and all, then that will really become stressful, because practically you are still an individual working. You have just started your journey. There's the people who have such clients or who are working with such businesses, they have been working since uh, quite a few years now. And that's when they have reached there. Even they might have had so many ups and downs in their businesses, in their practice. Also remember that there are time constraints. So that is stressful. We have due dates, due date of ITRs, due date of tax audit, due date of stat audits, if you're into transfer pricing. So we'll have due dates, and every month there are different due dates. Every quarter there might be different due dates. Every year there are different due dates. So yes, definitely it becomes stressful. But remember, unless we have these due dates, unless we have a time constraint, we will not be able to move ahead in life, and we would be stuck. Oh, okay, it's okay. It's not supposed to be done now. We can do it later. And then that later becomes so late that you end up not getting new avenues. So when I mention new avenues, here there are two parts of it. I have purposely not written lack of new avenues. There are two ways of looking at new avenues. One could be lack of new avenues. Another could be too many new avenues. For example, if I talk of lack of new avenues, there are cases where we want to get into something, we want something new, but uh, we do not get such opportunities or such avenues. Reason could be multiple. It could be our own personal reasons, because sometimes we are not able to go out. Sometimes we get stuck at a place. Sometimes we find ourselves so dull and stressed that we think that, oh, no, no, it's okay. I'm here only. This is only my life. And, I'm made for this. That's when this lack of avenues. And when we talk of multiple avenues, it will be that, for example, new avenues. The latest example in ICI right now is artificial intelligence coming in. So we have different courses that are being that have started. We have webinars, sessions going on, and there are different methods and different courses through which AI is being taken into ICI and CA course as a practicing CA, as a service, a CA in service, or as a student. Another opportunity that due to the development of technology and all, we have so many new methods in which things can be done. For example, a CA who's been practicing the past 25 years, if he sees the way ITR filing has changed over the years, for him, it is an opportunity. But if he gets stressed with this new avenue, then I think it is a loss for him also. For this, what will he do? We will see later in the session that how did he might have done things so that he stays glued to the entire process. Lack of expertise. I think probably many of us, all of us face this. What is lack of expertise? You take up clients. For example, I take up a client on maybe FEMA, but I myself am not aware how FEMA is taken care of, what has to be done, what are the compliances, who are the people I should connect with. And that expertise will not only make me lose the client, because definitely a client will also realize that, oh, she does not know what FEMA is. How can I trust her? What will happen if she ends up not knowing and not telling us what has to be done? They will end up into probably loss of their business, loss of their clients. Then since there's the compliance has not been fulfilled, it could be that they also get into some problem at the government level, maybe at a legal level. So even lack of expertise could be a real stress point. And these are stress points which we have noted. There could be that you have some other real stress points, but this is like if I say the in a bigger picture, these are the ones which we have noted. So please think that what could be your reasons. Let's pause for a moment in between for you to just go through what we have discussed till now. And remember, don't measure your value with someone else's tape. Comparison is the biggest reason for stress. I compare, oh my why should I go far away? If I say if my brother is at a certain level in his office, even if he provided he's also a chartered accountant, and I feel, oh, I have not been able to reach that level. Why? His tape is different. Why should I measure my value with his tape? I don't know what his desire is. Is he really thinking he's successful? Does he really think he has reached that level where he should be? I don't know. And just because he's there does not mean my destination also should be the same. It could be different. It is different, rather. So it's a simple reminder which you can always keep in mind. Your tape is different. So measure your value with your own tape. Excuse me. So till now, we have spoken of I wouldn't call them issues or problems, but of the reasons for our stress, because there's nothing problematic. And what we believe in is simple: manage things which you really want in life. Do you want stress? Perhaps no. So I manage it. Rather, either overcome it by accepting or just let it be. It'll automatically dissolve and go away if you start following or if you start doing at least a few out of the different methods or techniques that we give. So all these techniques, all these methods and everything is very practical. And the session till now was a little thought provoking, but now it becomes practical, what you can really do in normal life. And all these things, I would say, before discussing it only, that should be a part of your normal life. I wouldn't say it should be done daily, but it should be done regularly, so that when you're going through some kind of a stress, it does not be that, oh, I didn't remember that I had to do this to to let the stress go. For example, there are people who've suggested that if you get angry, drink a sip of water. If you get angry, count till 10. Arey Baba, how would I know that at that moment of anger, that peak of anger, I need to drink water? What if water is not available at that time? Isn't it possible? You are on the road, you are in your car, and suddenly something happens, you get angry. Oh, you're not going to be like, oh, wait, we've just met with an accident, let me drink water before so that my anger subsides. No. So, how to let that anger, even in such situations, be at a level which can be not stressful. I'm not saying anger is wrong. Again, my entire session I've been saying 3 to 4 things on a repeated basis. One, It's all different. Second, nothing is wrong. Third, know for yourself what is for you. It could be very different for a set of twins also. So it's that close. Now, talking about how to ignite that dormant potential, we spoke of the energy being lost, the spark being lost. How is that possible to ignite that dormant potential? Because simple, yeah, that if you are a chartered accountant, meaning you have certain potential in you, and that's why you are there. That's why you are able to do, or that's why you have that job, maybe that's why you have that client. But why sometimes that potential, that thing becomes dormant and ultimately stressful? Could be three different ways in which we can ignite a dormant potential. Now, here I'm talking about not the methods alone, but right now in this slide, in these 3 points, I will be talking about again the way things can be done, the thought process behind it. So the three, as you can see on the screen, it is intention, that is center of existence. In our case, center of this profession, center of this job, center of this work. Second, energy centers. And thirdly, be your own therapist. When I'm talking of intention, every person has their own reason, their own intention with which they are a chartered accountant, with which they have this job. You should know what that intention is, and your activities, your thoughts. I'm not only talking of the activities and thoughts that are seen, I'm talking about activities and thoughts that are inside. When you talk of speaking, it is not the speech which the words that are coming out, it's also the words that are going in my head which matter. That is what creates that intention, that center of existence. When we go to a temple, I would say, or any religious place, we take this thing called parikrama. Okay, we the deity is here and we go around it. Correct. What could be the reason? Simple. Aura. I want to get into the aura. My center right now is only that deity. When I am in a temple, my deity is my center. I am taking that parikrama of that deity. I'm going around that so that I get into the aura. Secondly, my entire process of worshipping is designed in such a way that you are only focused on that goal, which is the existence of that deity, and the way you look at that deity. You could look at it in a very different manner. Like I have said, it's different. So that is the intention you should know. Why am I here? Why have I taken up this job? And in my case, this client, because I want to help that client grow in his business. I want to help that client convert from a small business entity to a large MNC. That is my intention. So, my entire thought process, my entire speech, my entire work activity shall revolve around that one thought only. And the most important, believe in that thought. Do not try to doubt or judge it. Do not try to test it. Rather than testing, taste it. All these things that I'll be talking about in the next slide is going to be taste it. Because once you test it, there is a sense of doubt. And that doubt will not give you the outcome, the desired which we want. Okay? So know your intention. And when I talk of intention, it is not only chartered accountant in work, I'm talking about you as a person also, the different roles that you are playing. For example, if I go home, my intention is not Siddhi as a chartered accountant who was in office. No. Once I am home, I am only the part of that family. At that time, I become the daughter in law. I do not be that owner of my business. At that time, for example, maybe my parents or my parents-in-law become the ones who are going to be the main, I would say, rule for that. They are the ones who will decide the rules for us, for the family. And my entire work, my thought will revolve around it. How do we get into that role? I would just give you one method, very simple. Whenever you go to any place, whether you are playing any role, let's say here we'll be talking about role as a chartered accountant, role as a part of the family, in my case, a daughter, role as a wife. Okay. What will I do is very simple. Every morning I get up, I get ready everything. Suppose I directly go to office. So my clothes for my office would be different. We have defined clothes in our cultural setup also. I'm not talking about only the suits and all that we wear. I'm talking also about the cultures that we belong to. So in our culture, we've always had males, earlier, like I've seen my grandparents also doing it. They used to have that turban or a topi or a cap that they used to wear, a very specific kind of a turban or a cap. Why? Because at that moment, at that time, I am going to be there only for my business. I am there only for playing the role, playing the post of that business. So, what has happened? My dress becomes my identity. Next, once I am home, I change into my home clothes, I would say, whichever is my comfortable one and whatever is as per my family culture, I will change into that. So my role has changed. I am not a chartered accountant anymore. The moment I enter my house, I'm not a chartered accountant. And I'm very clear on that. Next, I work, I do everything. That when it's the end of the day and I'm about to sleep, I change my clothes again. My night dress. That is why it's called a night dress, and it's not called a dress that you can wear the entire day. So even, for example, you have a hybrid work system or a work from home concept. Try to wear the clothes you would wear in office at your home also while you're working. And once your office hours, for example, if your office hours end at 6 o'clock, change to your home clothes. Trust me, once you follow it, you will feel the difference in the energy. I have been doing it for the past few years and I know the difference. That is why if anybody ever meets me, will never see the same type of clothes for each role I am playing. Simple, even today, right now, the dress I'm wearing now is for this session. I don't wear the same for my office. No, they are two different roles I'm playing. Okay, so please try. This is one method that I have given. So you may note it down. Next, we are talking of energy centers. When we talk of energy centers, it is it could be an activity, it could be people who help you enhance your energy. So, for example, whenever if in work, it could be now whatever I'm talking could be bifurcated or at your end in work as well as in your personal life. As if I'm feeling low, if I'm feeling dull, I talk to this particular friend. He is my energy center. She is my energy center. And I automatically, things just build up. That energy is rejuvenated. Activity. For me, cooking is my energy center. I love cooking. And the day I cook, or when I'm really low and I cook, I actually can see and feel that energy being built. Another way in which one energy can be built is through cleaning. I have a friend, for her, cleaning her cupboard is her energy center. She does it like probably whenever she is dull, whenever she was in her office and she used to not feel okay after coming home, she would clean her cupboard. It was not dirty. She will rearrange it in the same manner that it was. But that entire process will helps her build her energy for either the next session or the next day, whatever it is. It could be it could be cleaning your room, it could be cleaning your office table, it could be cleaning your office. For my husband, it is dance. Whenever he dances, his energy is like rejuvenated to such an extent that he can, I think, take the entire day's work in that 1 hour. Why? Because that builds his energy. So you need to know your energy centers. I can give you examples that this could be yours. You need to find out what it is. And like I have mentioned before, I'm re-emphasizing, please find for yourself and make it or do things which are into your normal course which can be done. For example, make it a regular practice, make it a habit. Initially you will have to take efforts, slowly it will just happen. When I say examples, we, like I have mentioned, cleaning, dancing, painting, talking to a friend, talking to a relative, that help you energize, going for a walk, exercising. With exercise, I just remembered when I spoke of the clothes, it is important for us to know we have different gym clothes. We don't go in pajamas to the gym. We have separate set of clothes for gym. Just like that, we should have it for every role that we are playing. Be your own therapist is here it means that because these energies, when I say that know your energy centers and know what is right for you, you're automatically your own therapist. What does a therapist do? He will talk to you and find out what is right or what is correct or what is energy building for you. That's what you can do for yourself at your own end. And once it becomes your habit, once it becomes your regular thing, you will not even understand that, okay, is it really an effort putting thing? No, it will become that effortless. The akarta bhav that we talk of, effortless, it's just happening from me. It does not need to be done. Okay, there are certain statements, certain words which I will keep repeating so that those get into our mind that strongly. So be with me, and if anything is being repeated, it is definitely with a reason. So since we have spoken of reigniting or igniting the dormant potential, there are certain stress busters also which we can follow, and these are some practical techniques which we can do. So when I'm talking of stress busters, so there are moments, which become clearly
Recording
if you
in progress.
feel that energy, if you feel that your frequency has improved, then definitely he or she is your stress buster. You could have one person, you could have multiple people. Nothing here is right or wrong. Experience it to know it. Simple. So enhance your frequency. That will be a stress buster. There could be another ways in which you can enhance your frequency by going for these different webinars, seminars, workshops that we have, so that we get to know what new is happening in and around our profession, in and around the world altogether. So that also helps us enhance our frequency. And you will know it. Okay, I am repeating it. You will know it. Who is your inner? But taste it. Do not test it. Next is the art therapy that we spoke of. Art therapy. So nowadays, in every tier 1, tier 2 cities, we have on weekends we have cafes taking up different kinds of art sessions. painting, pottery, crochet, stitching, glass painting. There are multiple. So you could attend those. That definitely helps. Personally, for me, it helps me a lot. So I have my own art box, which has paints, which has colors, different types of crayons, pencil colors. You could have some craft material. You could, end up, making things for you yourself, your house. You don't have to be perfect. You stop thinking that, oh, if I do something, it has to be perfect. No, it is for you. You just want to, let it go. There is this new thing coming, which even I am doing nowadays, is the diamond art. There is this one sheet of paper and those small diamonds that you have. So you just fit it. They have these colors mentioned, and just pick those diamonds, small diamonds, and you have to just stick it on that. It is a glued sheet that you already have. You don't need to complete it in the entire day. My entire thing, it is just so small and I'm not able to yet complete it. But whenever I get the time, I do it because I feel that it helps me relieve that entire fatigue of mine of the day. And that is also, it helps you build patience. If somebody wants to build patience, if somebody wants to calm their anger down, so you can use that also as your stress buster. So there are different types of paintings that you can do. You have these small canvases available. Just take a brush, paint it. Today on the internet, we have like everything available, right? So just take it up, paint, leave it. You can paint cups, you can paint old cups, new cups, whatever you want to. Art therapy. Maybe it works for you, for few it doesn't. Meditation and prayer. So when I talk of meditation and prayer, meditation does not mean that, the online ones that we have where we're just listening to it and okay, yeah. No, just sit quiet. You will automatically meditate. In prayers, there's a different kind of energy being built through, if you have some bhakti that you can do, you can have the mantras that you can chant. And every day, normally, like what we have seen, we come to the office and we do a small puja for our for the day, that prayer. That so what happens is, with that, my mind is clear that okay, now I have come to the office and I have to be in the office. Additionally, one method, one small technique or one procedure that you can do when you come to office or you go to any place, when you get into a temple or any religious place, you remove your shoes, you wash your feet, and before entering the premise of that thing, in many cases, what we do is we bend down and we touch our hand to the ground like this, and then we stand up again and get inside, right? There is a very simple scientific reason behind it. What has happened is, try it for yourself and very knowingly, okay? You go to the when you come to the office, before entering the office, just try, bend down, touch the feet, stand up, and then enter your place. Slowly, you will feel that it has helped you change your breath, because suddenly you have come to the office and bent, so your body has become aware. Oh, there is a change. There is a way I have to deal with. When I say body, I'm also talking of the mind. So that is one method which you can do. And once you enter, this thing you can do even at home. Before you enter, just bend, change your breath. How to change your breath, I will come to that in a while. So this is one method in which you can. Second, once you've entered the office, before you sit at your chair, at your place, remember that that is your main position. The pose that you're playing is based on when you're sitting at that seat. So in the earlier days, in the cultural setup, we used to have Baithak, we used to call it in Hindi. So mainly every shop and all used to have a Baithak. Why? Because that was the owner's, shopkeeper's energy was built there. So nobody other than the main karta of that setup, of that office, of that shop would sit there. Why? And only he would clean, he would do everything, whatever it is. I will say that it was his own frequency that he was building, because once he is there, he was able to deal with things which he hasn't even thought of. Why? Because now he is in that post. Similarly, when you sit at your chair, whether you are into jobs or whether you have your own office, what you can do is just come towards your chair. Before you sit, just pray, just thank it. And a simple thing in thought that, okay, please help me with my post. With my post. So, what is your post? A chartered accountant. So, help me with that post. I will, and make me do whatever can be done. So, your aura is built. Try not to change your chair when, especially when you are in an office, in a job setup. If possible, just make sure that you have your own place. If you can have a specific chair of yours. So these are the small methods. When I talk of change in breath, there are different methods in which you can change your breath. One, I can say, is breathe the flower and blow a candle. So when you breathe, if you practically do it, if you take a flower in hand and you try to breathe it, it's going to be a very slow process. So, and when you have to blow the candle, it's blow. It comes with that force. So let that come out. And it will actually help you. Initially, it will take time for you to do it 4 times, 5 times before you get it. But once it becomes a habit, so you can do it even when you have multiple clients to handle one after the other if you have meetings. So you can just try to follow this before you enter your cabin, or maybe you have the client coming in. Just automatically your breath has changed, automatically your thought process, which was going on, has paused, and now you are into that new phase. Another is change your breath. How? Just try to take your finger near your nose, and you will find that there is only one nostril with which the breath is being taken in and taken out. So you can do that. Find out which one is that nostril. For example, if it is left, shut it, pause for a while, and breathe out from your right one. Automatically, your breath is changed from the left nostril to the right nostril. And with this, your mind has got the signal that, okay, now I have to change my thought process. There is a pause in my thought process. So these are a few breath changing methods. So the one which I said spoke of is bending down, and that, of course, in a job or in an office, sometimes it's not possible for us to do, but at least you can do the one with the chair. You can change your breath just while coming in, you breathe out a little, so that your mind is, okay, now I have to be in this setup of my office and I'm here to play that role. Do this when you go home before entering. CA out, and you, as whatever role you are playing at that time in the house, you are ready for that. Try, experience, and rest assured that it is going to work. While you're doing this breath, you will see that there is a switch on, switch off of roles. That it has to be so quick. Just with a click of my thing, it will be switch on, switch off. I am dealing with my client. I'm a service provider. I have another person coming in from whom I am taking a service, and maybe CS, for example, and now I become the service receiver. So my role as a service receiver has changed from a service provider. So my questions, my thought process, my approach, everything is different. So switch on, switch off. At home, right now, I am a daughter-in-law. I have played that role. And switch on, daughter-in-law, switch off, I become the spouse. So that is how it becomes. This will help you build that synergy that we have spoken about in the entire session of the multiple roles that we have. And that will get the balance that we need in our life. And lastly, the one which I haven't spoken of yet is shake it. Simple techniques you've seen in movies, you've seen artists especially doing it, that they either they shake their body, they do this, or they dance a little bit, they breathe in, breathe out in different manners, they shout in a way, a different method way. So what is it? Shake it. So shake it. Oh, make your mind aware. Change. Correct? In office, it's not possible that you do this in front of everybody. Do it niche. Do it below. Just under the table, you can do it. You go to your washroom. Go in the washroom. Just shake a bit, dance a bit, sing a song. All these are simple stress busters. Trust me, try it and you will love it. So, with this, I can say that we've come to the end of this entire thing, where I would just repeat, I will summarize the entire session, that the stress busters that we've spoken of in the last few minutes are stress relievers. When is that possible? When you know your stress centers. So it's an entire process. Know your reason, know your goal, know that are you still there? I mean, in the journey, are you really there where you are supposed to be? Or is there something that needs to be changed? Is it becoming stressful? The day it's becoming stressful, you know that yes, there is something which needs to change. I'm not saying all stress is bad or anything, but know your stress center and how can you work on it. You can use these stress busters, or you can also use the different methods of knowing that, oh, it's a time constraint, so I have to plan my day in such a way that my entire work, or whatever that due date is I mean, whatever the work is done before the due date. For example, even today, before starting this session, I had a thing prepared in mind. I had points in my head, and I had written that okay, so these points I have to speak, and it's clear inside. The same thing I follow every day. In the morning, once we come to office, we take out like 5 minutes, 10 minutes just to sit, plan the entire day. You can do it in the morning, you can do it at home where you have a separate space only for your work. So, when at home, also, for example, if you are cooking and you get a work call, try to come out of that place. Like, I try to come out of the kitchen to a certain place, because that time your role is changing. Try, I'm again saying, keep trying, that you're not talking about your work while you are in the kitchen or playing another role. Try coming out, speak, finish off that role, and come back. Because I know that it is not possible that, oh, I don't work from home. Everybody has to. Let's be very practical. We all do. So try that, just taking out, I would say, methods in which you can demarcate your roles, so that you know the post you are in. These stress busters can be your passion. For some, singing is that passion. Oh, I want to sing. Become that. Singing could be Bollywood songs. That singing could be some folks lore. Some these could be bhakti songs also. It's okay if it is helping you reignite. It is helping you build your energy centers. It's all okay. There could be art therapy. There could be painting. People write poems, they write articles. All this is passion. And once you are able to demarcate your post, your roles, and do all these different techniques you follow, you will be able to balance your roles, and automatically you will not be finding that thing of it being demanding, any of your role, any of your profession being demanding, or any of it being that, oh, it's too many roles. One thing that I would say in the end is, whatever is inside will be reflected outside. So until you respect your role, your post, whichever role or post you are playing at that moment, you will never find people or you will never find your situations in that favor. For example, if I don't respect my self as a chartered accountant, I will never find people, neither people respecting, nor will I find such clients which will help me build the confidence of me being a chartered accountant and me having the confidence that yes, I will be able to help that business grow. I'm repeating, keep it in your mind that whatever is inside is only outside, it is only being reflected outside. So respect automatically, again, the entire things, the all the processes, all the techniques I've spoken of will be fruitful only if you practice it, and these are very simple. Paint once a week. If out of like out of 7 days, even if you cook one meal, it will act as a stress buster for you. So do not forget that it's all within you. There is nothing that's outside. There's nothing unknown. There's nothing unaware. Okay. So thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Siddhi ji, for such a truly inspiring session. I am sure the participants and even I will definitely has learned the concepts of reset, renew, and rise together. We are having a few questions. If you permit, can I take up those questions from the participants?
Yes, please.
Yeah. One question is, what are the biggest challenges you face in balancing professional deadlines with personal well-being?
So this session, like we said, I spoke of switch on, switch off. Okay. So that switch on, switch off is important while we are playing these multiple roles. Secondly, when we have deadlines, we know the deadlines way before. It's not that today I come to know about tomorrow. Correct? Most cases like ITR and all, we know that 31st July is our ITR season for individuals and non-tax or non-audit ones. So if I know, I can plan my entire past 2 months accordingly. And I can keep in mind one deadline that I have to finish my ITR by maybe 26th or 27th of July. What will happen is I have that deadline in mind. My entire planning goes that way. And what I practice myself, if today I have 100 clients I'm dealing with, obviously I don't have to do 100 clients in that same day. I can plan it day wise. Okay, today these 10 I will complete, tomorrow these 5, next these 7. So planning in this way. And like I said, try keeping a planning time for every day. Make it your daily habit to plan the day in the morning. If you're not able to sit in the morning, plan it an evening before. One night just before you before sleeping, the previous night you plan your day that tomorrow this is my agenda and I have to work. And of course, every planning, you should remember it should not be very strict that, oh, if this does not happen, you should be flexible. Second, keep bandwidth that there will be something new coming up every day. So have that bandwidth also. Coming to personal well-being, so once you are planned in this way, you can definitely plan. For example, if you talk of exercises and all, you will have to make it a part of your thing. Again, well-being is not only physical, mental also. So for me, bhakti works. I sing, I do some religious bhakti for myself, and it works for me. I meditate, that works for me. Art therapy works for me. So it's different. It's not done daily, but it's done once in a while. And with practice, you will know what is correct for you and what works for you.
Right, very well said. A flexible plan, I guess, can solve many of our problems. And as you
Yeah.
also highlighted, yeah, meditation, which I think is an essential need of the hour for a professional life like us. It is definitely because we have also seen like many young chartered accountants getting into deadlines, pressures, and then the mishappenings happen. So definitely meditation helps a lot. Another question is, what changes would you like to bring into your routine to improve your work-life synergy?
Mm.
I guess they just want what I guess you can shortlist some of the changes so that they can note it down so that their work-life synergy can be improved. Small habits in daily routine which can help them to reset and renew.
So, what I changed for myself, one was this planning that I said. Second was the clothes I mentioned in the session. Have different clothes for different roles, different posts that you are playing. Definitely, that will help you know your mind to know what role you are playing right now. So that is another change I got, where earlier, if I used to work like during the COVID phase, we all work from home, and at that time, if I was working in my pajamas, and now if I'm working from home, working in my proper office clothes, it will make a difference. I think we can try that. That is another change. Third change, breath and knowing. These are simple spiritual practices which help. These is, when I talk of spiritual, it is only this. It is only knowing yourself. So this was another point which helps. And cleaning. Keep your office space clean. Keep your things back in place before leaving from the office, before leaving from your room at home. Make your bed, make your cupboard, whatever, everything in place. Because the way you keep your office space, the way you keep your cupboard is the way your mind is. And it is true in many cases we've seen. So that is another thing.
Well, you gave us a learning which we are taught in our schools when we were children, and today's Children's Day also. So as we teach children's, na, okay, you have to keep neat and tidy, keep clean your work bags, places
Yes.
and all. And I guess that implies and is applicable to us professionals too. So that's a very nice thought. And another thing which I personally had heard for the first time, that you said about and emphasizes on the clothes and the attire. So if just changing a clothes can change many of the things, then definitely one should follow that thing.
Because I have practiced it, I practice it, so I can tell you for sure that it works.
Super. Another question is, how do you reset mentally after handling high pressure work situations?
So is it after handling or while
After
handling?
handling.
After handling, right? Simple. So there are different ways. If for me, my spouse is my best friend, I will go out with him. I will go to places which I feel are very energetic, like parks. Like I stay right now, I'm in a place where it's an entire forest. So I go to one place, I sit by the river. So there is one meditation which you can do on a daily basis while in office. Simple. Just put on one video of a river flowing. Focus only on one point while the river is flowing. Focus on that noise, focus on that river flow. Once you start doing it like 2 times, 3 times, if you've done it, automatically it is set in your mind. And close your eyes whenever you feel a little stressful, or you're tired, fatigue and all. Just close your eyes, focus on that one point, and imagine a river flowing. That also helps. So for me, that works. When I go out, I cook. I love cooking, and that is another stress buster. And third is cleaning. Cleaning the not only the cupboard but the kitchen also. It is another relief for me.
Superb. You highlighted the importance of getting into passionate about our hobbies, since we all pursue our hobbies, but due to work pressure, we get out of that hobbies, and which can definitely give us a mental peace. Like our inner peace can be just get relaxed by getting into our hobbies. So that's a superb point
Mhm.
that we all should agree into. Another question is, how do you prioritize tasks during your peak compliance period? They are asking how to prioritize if we are having a peak compliance periods, because definitely if you know season of audits, taxation, everything is there. So now the question is how to prioritize, which one to select first. That is the question.
So like we know the due dates. Okay. So and we know the due date since I would say since always we know the due date. It's nothing very new that every year there is a new due date. No. If even it's new, it's a few days later and not before. So before time. So let's take this example again of ITR. 31st July. Start talking to your client since May, if not April. I'm talking about individuals. Start talking to them from May, because in April you would be working on, if you have if you have these financials to be taken care of for the stat audits and all, you would be working on that. In May, at the back end, start asking your clients for their data, because and since you've been working with those clients since a long time, you know the way they work. You have to poke them every few days. Sometimes you know that a particular client will come to your office and only then will he work with us. He will not operate online, he will not send the data, he will send us physical documents. So such clients can be prioritized at a time in the middle of the session. You know why? Because initially, if you take up clients which are a little easier to handle, you have that thing in mind, oh, okay, I have completed certain tasks already. Now I can take up tasks which can be a little difficult. And then later comes the part where we have not received the data yet, or we have received the data a little later. And when we know that we have tax audits also, so suppose you have 15 tax audits coming up, do not wait till September unless it's a new client or something. And if the client is waiting to give you data till September, be very clear. The client is dependent on you. You tell him, I will not be filing the tax audits after a particular date. He will definitely send you the data before. So this planning, telling the clients, because he waits for you. And just I had this one example where one of my potential clients told me that the CA he was working with did not file the GST returns at the due date. He always was late for that. So he's like, how do you do it? I'm like, I have a simple process. I know my due date is 10th and 20th. I will tell the clients, I will try filing it by 8th. I will tell that by 14th our 2B and everything is ready. So at the most by 15th or 16th, I will tell the client that up to 20th, you have to pay this much amount of tax. So what has happened? I have told the client beforehand, and even I am ready that, okay, I have told him once, I can tell him twice, not more than that. And then by 20th, because not all clients are late, some will fill it there and you can file the data. Another very important point which I would mention, which may not be a part of this question, is when you are taking OTPs from clients, try not to call him the moment you have generated the OTP. Ask him beforehand that, are you available for the OTP? Because neither will your time be wasted nor his time. Neither will he be irritated that why you're calling me when I'm not there. When I'm telling you that I'm busy, you can't call me for OTPs. So what we practice in our office, we call him beforehand, we message him if he's available for any OTPs, and then we will go ahead. So that's how
Very
we
well said. Just a
prioritize.
systematic approach can definitely solve our problems and can help us to prioritize. And the last question is, how can firms and organization support CAs in achieving a healthier work-life balance? Can we provide a systematic work-life synergy at in firms and organizations too?
So taking workshops is one method in which we can tell them at different levels. So we have the management level, we have the lower management level also. So both of them can't be given the same practices. So we can have workshops for both levels differently and then one together. Tell them these are the methods which you can do. And automatically, if that thing is being done by the higher management, the lower management tends to follow it. And it becomes a practice of that organization. So, for example, my office, my employees are very clear. The place that they sit has to be very clean. Like I keep focusing on cleanliness because only then will my mind be clean and clear. So this becomes a habit. So such habits can be done only like it is simple way that we've been taught since our childhood. If the higher authority of the family is clear about certain things, if it has those rules, the lower management tends to follow it. And if they are doing it and they have reached a level following those, and it is correct according to the lower one also, they will do it. So,
but like as you say, is today's scenario, like if you have heard about this committee also, it is formed by the ICI in this year itself. So today is the need of the hour that we should focus on our mental health as compared to the physical health. Because for physical health, we know what we have to do. But mental health is which is something very crucial, which a person really cannot identify whether he is being or she is being mental well-being or not, or she is mentally unwell. So that imbalance. So can you just pinch out how a person can identify whether that the mental health of the person is in imbalanced state, or where to approach this? Because if a person is mentally unwell, then definitely what happens? He hesitates to talk, he hesitates to communicate, and that grows up in a thing, and which leads to the unwanted impacts in the life. So how just a person can focus? Because we all know today we all in the domain and zone of social मीडिया प्रोग्राम सोशल एप्स, बट स्टिल अगर किसी को किसी से बात करना हो तो वो 1% भी अवेलेबल नहीं होता है, बाकी वो कहने को लाइक करने को तो हजारों अवेलेबल है. सो हाउ यू गोना पिच दैट पॉइंट के वेयर अ पर्सन कैन डेफिनेटली हैंडल हिज मेंटल वेलनेस बाय हिमसेल्फ इटसेल्फ?
By himself, so the stress busters that I mentioned, in this art therapy works the best. And secondly, enhancing your frequency. If a person is shy enough to not talk and he does not know what to do, he will have to take efforts, I would say, to go out in public to unknown places, okay, to seminars where he does not know anybody. Then automatically there will be another person of the same type who will meet. And in the end of the session, I mentioned that whatever is inside is only outside. So if you want that you meet a person, you will definitely meet such a person who's also like you, who's going through similar problems, if I would say, because I don't want to mention anything as problems, but just to, in a layman language, I would say, you will automatically find that person. And when you go to unknowns, you tend to explore yourself in a very different manner. This will have to be done like at least 2 to 3 times, and it will not happen in one go. So this is one way we can do. And the sessions that I mentioned, yes, definitely you can have sessions for the organization. We can have separate counselings also, because counseling also helps. And counseling does not mean just sitting in the office and speaking. The counselor has many methods in which he can get things done.
I think in near future we can see social stock exchange also, where a person just need to take out the time to socially exchange with each other. I guess
Yes.
can happen. Well, it was a superb session. If you permit, then can we conclude this session?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. Okay. As we conclude this enlightening session, I really think that all of us and all the participants who have viewed this session are gonna walk out with a sense of pride and a purpose, and definitely some key takeaways to reset and renew their life. On behalf of the entire community, I would like to thank to our respected chairman sir of the community CA Jay Charya sir, Vice Chairman CA Sridhar Mupala sir, Secretary CA Priyamvada ma'am, and to our speaker CA Siddhi Mutaji for providing us such a valuable insight, which is the need of the hour. And definitely, when we being into such a core field where we have to meet up with people, take up the timelines, and take up the time for our family too, you have provided such an insightful session. Thank you so much, ma'am, and thanks to the entire committee, work-life balance committee, for providing all the fraternity members with such insightful takeaways. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you
I
so
would
much.
request all the participants to share their feedback through the form so that it can help us grow and serve you better. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much.